Hi guys, welcome to Learn Electronics Repair. I have an infrared camera here. This is InfiRay P2 Pro, as it says on the box. InfiRay have sent me this free of charge to have a look, but they invited me to give my honest opinion of the thermal camera, and they also asked me if I would compare this with the FLIR One Pro. So I can do that. Let's get started. First of all, let's see what's in the box. Well, it has a motto on it: touch the temperature of the world, eh? Some of these things they put on these boxes, they make me laugh, but there we go. Touch the temperature of the world. Probably works in Chinese, but I doubt that will detract from the actual item itself. Let's have a look. Here we have it. Oh, that's small. Look at that. Look at that. That's the camera. Obviously, this fits onto an Android phone. What's this? Oh, I see. This is a cover. Oh, and it's magnetic. That's nice. So if we take the little bit of protective plastic off here. Yeah. Nice little magnetic cover. That's nice. I like that. I'm surprised how small this is compared to other ones I've looked at, but the lens seems big, so that's promising. This camera is 256 by 192 resolution. Let's have a look to see what the frame rate is and any other specs we have of this. I'm on the website for InfiRay. We can see the P2 Pro. We can see the price, $299. So we'll get that out of the way to start with. Maybe there are also some discounts available. You can have a look in the description to this video. We can see more of the specification on the InfiRay shop on Amazon. We have resolution, yes, 256 by 192. 25 Hz frame rate, that's nice and fast. Temperature range -20 to +600 degrees centigrade, that's more than enough for us, and that's it in Fahrenheit if you want to use those funny degrees. Works on Android 9. Powered from the phone. So that's basically what we have. Let's look at the documentation that came with the P2 Plus. Well as documentation, we have a little cleaning cloth handy. And we have software installation. So they say we search for P2 Pro, we download the app, OTG data exchange function. I hope it asks for that when I put it in. Don't point it at the sun. Pretty much simple precautions there then. And a warranty certificate. Okay, so we'll just try these simple instructions. I'll download this app. I'm sure you guys know how to download an app. And then we'll try it. I have the app installed. I'm just setting it up now. So it's saying easy mode. Yeah, next. So let's move some settings. Next. Pro mode. I was just going through the options. It's just telling me what it does. It's not asking me to select anything. It's experience now, and then it's telling me to put the camera in. Okay, let's try it. Inserted. Choose an app. P2 Pro. Always. Please plug in the device and turn on the OTG function. Well, it's plugged in. Settings. I guess I have to go find this OTG function now. Well, actually guys, it did it by itself. I just restarted the app and it worked this time. So I didn't actually have to do anything. You can see there it is working, and I'm leaving very nice handprints on the desk. This is a very good indication of the sensitivity of the thermal camera, and that one works as well as any of the other ones that I've tried. So that is certainly good. We have a number of different settings we can use, which basically changes the colour scheme if you like. Sorry about the reflection from the overhead lighting. So we need to look at a few things with this, for example, circuit boards when they're running, and we can try the different settings to see which we prefer. That's quite nice, to be quite honest. Quite a few of them are quite nice. Rainbow one. I think we'll go with that one for now. So guys, you'll see I have Detlef with me today. You can see him there in all his multicoloured glory.
Yep,
Yeah,
very healthy.
it looks like he had a few too many beers last night, actually.
That's right. I can't remember.
Well, that's why. So Detlef is here because Detlef has a FLIR One Pro, which he's just holding there for you to see. So what we're going to do today is we're actually going to make a comparison between the two thermal cameras. I have the camera attached on this little USB-C extension cable. I've done this because it's easier for you guys to see the phone directly this way rather than me moving around. It keeps going out of shot. Now the first thing I'll mention, when you do this, it feels a bit unnatural because you tend to want to hold it this way. And you'll see that the image is actually going in the opposite direction to the movement of the camera. That's because the camera goes this way on your phone. So to emulate that, really, we need to hold it this way, unless you like working upside down, I suppose. I've also started recording on the phone as well, so we can actually have a look at the recording on the phone after we've done this little trial, and we can have a look to see if it's clearer than what you see on the phone itself. Now this motherboard I have is powered up. You can see the motherboard on the screen. Okay, you can just look around it, you can see the various hot bits. I've tried a few different settings for the palette. There's quite a few options here that you can use. As you see, different ones. That one's quite nice, but it's a matter of experimenting really to see what you like. We can have a look down here so you can see the very small components. These are little SMD capacitors down here, you see a little row of them. You can see, like, we think this is the crystal here by my finger. Can we see that? Yeah, you can quite clearly see it on there with the two legs on it. This is an auto-focusing camera. It works down to about this level. That's about 8 centimeters, something like that, 7-8 centimeters from the board. And that's giving a very, very clear image of all those very small components. Now, Detlef is going to do the same thing that I'm doing, and we can compare the results. This camera has a resolution of 256 by 192, and it is 25 frames a second. So you can see as I'm moving this around, there's very little in the way of lag. You notice that pause there. All thermal cameras seem to do this every so many seconds. They pause and go. I've seen that with every single one that I've actually reviewed. But it's not happening all the time. It's maybe after it's been recording for a minute or two, you'll get this little pause. And the same actually applied to the thermal camera gun as well. Okay, so that's working quite nicely. Very clear image. The autofocus is great because it makes it easy to hold. I'll stop this recording. I'll pass you guys over to Det, and he will show you on the FLIR One Pro.
Well, Richard, thank you very much for inviting me for this one, and I'm really curious about. Let me show you. This is the one Richard just got. You just saw.
This is the P2 Pro.
P2 Pro, yes. And this monstrosity over here is the FLIR One. To answer the elephant question in the room, why did I get a FLIR? Because it's a FLIR. I thought this would be the only one you could get, and this is. I bought my one used for about 300 euros. So. Yeah, well, let's get into this because your FLIR won't like this. First thing, it's very, very big. Normally it touches to the button of your phone here. I stole this extension from Richard. And let me plug this in and let's see what happens. And actually nothing will happen because you have to start this one. And this one has a built-in battery. You have to charge this thing. I have no clue why FLIR did that.
Is it so you can plug it into a laptop or something?
No, this is simply it has a battery in there. And the downside is this will discharge while it's laying in your bag of tools. So every time you take it out, it's empty.
So you can't use it standalone?
No, you can't.
How strange.
Yeah. Let me start this here. No, it's blinking here, and it will start, and my phone will sometimes tell me, well, after a moment tell me... Take some time.
Okay, I didn't do this, but guys, I will do the same thing, show you how fast the other one connects.
Oh yeah, there it goes, and it detaches, yeah, and there's my camera. There it goes. This is 160 by 120 from the pixels, from the IR pixels. And yeah, this is way lower than the Pro 2 thing here.
Let me just zoom down a bit so we can see the picture on the phone clearer. I'll put it there next to the... There you go. So you guys can get a very good comparison now. Okay.
So let's get in here.
Ah, this works differently. I can see straight away this is giving like an optical overlay.
Yeah. It has 2 cameras. There are 2 cameras built in there.
Okay.
So we can see this well if I point it over there. You see there are 2 cameras.
Okay.
And you have to align them. And the alignment is, well, sketchy, at least, at best. And there you see is the calibration moment you saw with Richard's camera.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can see the components.
Yeah.
But only because the optical overlay is a higher resolution than the thermal overlay.
And if you look at this, if you look close, you see there's a little quartz here. Do you see that? And the actual quartz in the IR images over here.
Oh.
Yeah. This isn't. This is.
Can we adjust this?
No, you can't. Not in this size.
Really?
There's an adjustment over there where you can go Kamera Ausrichtung. Yeah, I know it's encrypted in German. And you can see I can move these things a bit, but not so much.
So you can't slide it on the screen?
No, you can't.
Okay, this was similar, guys, to the Blackview film, which you looked at the thermal camera recently. And that one, you had the same thing with alignment, but you could actually slide
the
image on the screen.
It would be too easy.
Of course.
This would be too easy.
Of course. Okay.
So the only upside for the FLIR for me is that it can measure up to 400 degrees. 400 degrees, if your electronics is up to 400 degrees, is probably dying and sending out smoke signals. So
this is centigrade.
Centigrade.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Oh, Fahrenheit.
Okay.
No, centigrade. 400 degrees centigrade.
Oh, yeah, I can clearly see on this chip here the image. The hotspot is not lining up properly with the chip.
No, it isn't. It isn't. Absolutely not.
Oh, okay. What's
So the use case for the FLIR, I think, is more inspection of industrial installations.
Okay.
That would be my suggestion here. Don't buy a FLIR if you want to do something with electronics.
Okay.
The Pro 1 is not suited for that. You can use it because, of course, 400 degrees is nice to have, but it's just that. It's nice to have. You never use this. Again, if you're you see smoke signals coming out of your electronics before you hit the 400 degrees here.
That is true.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a comparison with the FLIR.
Oh, yeah. I must admit, I expected better from the FLIR One Pro, to be quite honest. If you could line up those 2 images, it would probably be more. Well, it would obviously be better. It would probably be quite useful at that, as we found with the Blackviews. But the fact you can't, it really, to me, would mean that if you had a hot capacitor somewhere, you couldn't see, or you'd have to kind of try to work out
This is always guesswork.
which hotspot is that component.
Yeah, this is always guesswork. Yeah.
Do we have different colour schemes?
Somewhere there are color schemes. I have to say I never played around with this color. Yeah, I can use it.
Okay, you have the same sort of thing. Yeah.
What I don't understand, the alignment would be purely software. You can do all this in software, and they failed on
They failed. Yeah. Okay, guys. So we're recording some video on the FLIR One Pro as well, and then I will put the 2 videos in, and you can have a look at yourself.
Yeah.
Gives you a far better idea.
If I had to choose between those 2 cameras, I always go for the little one.
Yeah.
I always go for the little one. This is InfiRay is way more advanced, and the resolution on the little one is even better.
Yeah. And the frame rate?
Frame rate.
Do you get much lag? Let's see if you move it around.
Feels like 15 frames, I'd say.
Yeah. It's not too laggy.
It's not too laggy, but it could be better.
Okay.
Look at this. You see movement,
Oh,
movement,
yeah.
movement. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this is fine for me for checking some stuff out. This would be
Yeah.
fine.
Okay.
You don't make Hollywood movies with
True.
I think.
Okay, guys, let's just connect the InfiRay on again, the P2 Pro. Let's just do that lag test.
Yep.
So just as a direct comparison, guys, and you'll notice we've swapped over again. We'll go into the P2 Pro app. We'll see how fast this one loads up in comparison. Let's see, it does take a few seconds, but it's there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now looking at the ceiling, actually.
Oh yeah, you do.
Yeah, so it's faster loading. This doesn't require a battery.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't
Big
understand
upside.
that, yeah.
Big upside.
And you can see, guys, it works in a different way. This gives you a higher resolution thermal image. So we don't have that effect of like the overlay of one on the other. Now let's try the lag test. I'll move.
Yeah, it's faster. Way faster.
Way faster. Yeah, that was that calibration.
Yeah.
I'm glad that explained why they do that. They all do that.
I think they need to do because the sensor will get warm.
Yeah. So we can see here that the thermal image of this chip, for example, is exactly where the die is inside the chip.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no lag. To me, that is a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would sell this one without any other difference. But there's more to this, guys. There's another very good reason to have this camera, because we have this that looks like a cover to put it on a storage, but in actual fact, this is a macro lens. Okay, now let's have a look what we get. So let's just position the camera as we did before, and let's have a look. Okay, with the macro lens on. Oh, and now that is impressive. Compared with what the FLIR was doing, now we really see the difference. That is probably the clearest I've ever seen. It's also easier to use than the T2S Plus because this is autofocus, where that was manual focus. I'll just call my friend Detlef back over. Detlef, have a look at this. Now what do you think of that compared to the FLIR?
Oh man, you're frustrating me.
Wow, that is the best I've ever seen.
Wow, yeah. Down to component level in SMT.
Yeah,
Nice.
and not only that, but the capacitors, normally on a thermal camera, anything that's like shiny appears to be hot,
You're right.
but these don't.
How do they do that?
How do they do that? Yeah.
Oh, this is the lenses are coated. Maybe this is some polarization thing.
Yeah, you can actually see that, guys. There's some sort of polarization on the lens. Yeah, that seems to be stopping the issue we have where shiny items appear to be hot.
On the battery, it is a bit shiny.
Yeah, but not much, and nothing compared to.
Yeah, not like the normal ones. Yeah.
No. Man.
Yeah, I'm going to borrow that.
Yeah. This is really
You
impressive.
shouldn't have showed it to me.
There.
You shouldn't have.
I'm now holding the camera about 3 or 4 centimeters above the board.
Yeah, and you can see this separate pins on the chip. Nice.
Yeah, and I guess this is going to come out even better on the recording. Yeah.
Oh, there's something.
Yeah.
hot.
Something hot.
Yeah.
There. Yeah, and it shows the temperature 49.3, so it's not particularly hot. That's some tiny little surface mount resistors down there. Yeah. guys,
Impressive.
yeah, you know, guys, I usually on my videos have a summing up the pros and cons of a piece of equipment, but this one doesn't have any cons. So the summing up of this is, if you want a thermal camera, you're still in the market for one, just buy one. Okay, just go and buy one.